It's just like you looking for a new house, or you're going in your daily routes. This was in a daily route, and it was a liquor store. So I'm gonna tell you how this panned out, right? It was a liquor store, and the liquor store was on the corner of where one of my tattoo locations was. I noticed it was a new liquor store because I never seen that liquor store there before. So this is what I did. I went inside. They already had the liquor set up, the showcases or whatever, but you can tell it was a brand new store, right? You can tell it was a brand new store. So it was a older gentleman. He was, I think it was looked like he was painting or doing something with the tile on the roof, of the building. And I approached him. I said, "Hello, my name is Michael Barrett. I'm the owner of Barrett Cash Point. I provide free ATMs for business locations such as yours, and I pay them a percentage of the surcharge fee every month. Would you be interested?" He kind of looked at me, and for a second there, I wasn't sure if he was receptive to what I was saying. But then he started to go on and tell me he was just a worker there. He was a contractor worker, but he had the owner's number. So he offered himself to call the owner. I was like, sure. So he calls the owner. It's on speaker. He puts the owner on speaker. And then the owner, he's telling the owner, "Hey, it's a guy here that, does ATMs. He would like to talk to you." And then hands me the phone. So then I spill down my spill again. "Hello, my name is Michael Barrett. I'm the owner of Barrett Cash Point. I'm an ATM provider. I provide free ATMs to owners like yours, tattoo shops, liquor stores, convenience stores, and etc. Would you be interested in a free ATM placement?" He kind of paused. Then he was like, "Right now I'm busy, but leave your number and take my number." I was like, "Okay, that's not a no, so that's a definite win in my book." That's how I look at it. If it's not a no, and even if it's a maybe, I can work with that. But it was on a maybe type of business type thing. So for the last couple of days, like 2 days after that day, and the next day, I sent him text messages. He didn't respond to my text messages. So when I went and refilled my machine again, I just stopped by the location. And let me tell you how God and destiny works, right? I get there, there's one of his workers there. I asked for him, he was like, "Well, you can give him a call." So I gave him a call. As I'm giving him a call, this Porsche pulls up. The guy who drives a Porsche. He owns. I'm gonna get to the good part. But he drives a Porsche, right? He comes in. No, but while I'm calling him, he's like, "Oh, well, I see you, right here. Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's talking about him coming out of the Porsche. So we hang up off the phone. He comes in. I shake his hand. I tell him how I like his car, whatever. Cool car. And then I give him the spiel again. He was like, "Well, we negotiate back and forth on the surcharge fee." He asked me, "Hey, what's the surcharge fee gonna be?" I said $3.75. He said, "Okay, $3.75. I said, "I can give you $1.25. Then he wanted $1.50. Then he wanted $1.75. So I'm like, hold on. I don't even know how this is gonna perform. It's a new location. I just want to give your customers a different option other than using credit cards and you get charged what you get charged 3 to 6%. That's what I asked him. So right there, he knows that I'm knowledgeable about what I'm talking about, because I know how much those store owners and those clerks get charged to use Square. What's the other one? Square. It's another one, Clover. Those terminals, they get charged like 3 to 6, sometimes 12%. Then they gotta run that charge up on the customer. So I was telling him, I was like, I can install an ATM here. We can see how it goes before the contract is signed. See, usually I don't do that. But This time is the exception because now I can pull the ATM out whenever it's not feasible. But I'm gonna try this approach differently. We're gonna see how much it produces, if it produces well, and then we come up with some type of agreement that way, verbal or contractual. But I'd rather have it signed in contracts, right? But either way, then he proceeds to tell me that he has, hold on, guess what? He has 4 other locations. And 2 of them was on that side of town. Another one was on, the other 2 was on a different side of town. But he said, I want an ATM in all of my locations. But hold on, here's the kicker. He said he wanted ATMs in all of his locations, but he had an ATM in one of his locations before, and it didn't produce well, and whoever was the producer or the person that placed that ATM ended up pulling the ATM from that location. So it kind of had me suspicious, but the thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to, analyze the situation, actually drive by the locations, see how the locations look, see, just see what I can do with these locations. But definitely that new location that's by my other locations, like literally a couple blocks away from my location that I already have there, that's the location I'm gonna go with. So that's how I ended up landing 4 locations just by beating the curve, going around familiar places, being aware of my surroundings, noticing what's popping up, what's not here, things like that. And I've been kind of under the weather as well. These allergies is crazy, but there's no excuse. You got to get out here. You got to get out here and you got to grind. You have to grind. You have to grind. And it can happen for you. Me just running across one owner that has 4 locations. Right there, I mean, at worst, they do $200, $400 a month. It's a liquor store. And then if he gets lottery there, depending on if he gets some game machines there, come on, those numbers can keep going. Those numbers can keep going up. So I'm just letting y'all be aware that that's one of the ways you can find locations. That's one way you can find locations. And it's not as hard as a lot of people want to make it out to be. Now, the harder part is knowing, yeah, I did my due diligence. I looked at the area where the ATM that I want to place it at. And I have an ATM in that area, so I know people in that area uses ATMs. Me just realizing that valuable point helped me determine my decision. So, but at the end of the day, you never know how a location will be until you put an ATM inside of it. There's certain tricks of the trade that you can help your ATM do more transactions. You can start off undercutting everybody in the area. So if Susie's gas station has an ATM and their ATM fee is $3.50, you go to $2.75. People gonna start noticing, hey, it's cheaper at that ATM than it's at. People remember that, especially people who use ATMs and need to get cash. And it's like in a middle class, lower middle class, kind of down the street kind of apartment settings, older apartments, C minus apartments. So a lot of people over there are underserved in their banking. There's not a lot of banking in that area. So that's a positive. A negative I can take out of the deal is, of course, he told me that he had an ATM in another location before and it didn't produce. A positive I can take out of there, it's a new location, so you might not know what it'll do. A negative I can take out of it is it has 2 gas stations within walking distance of this ATM, but there's no other liquor stores. These gas stations, they sell beer, They don't sell liquor. They sell beer. They don't sell liquor. So that's a positive. So it's yin and yang. I won't know until I put the ATM in there. But if y'all stay tuned this week, and I pushed all this paperwork through like I'm supposed to do, like I will do, right? Y'all will see me install a new ATM at a new location. And I'm gonna go live while I do it. So y'all stay tuned. Let me know if you got any questions about the ATM business. DM me and I can help you do it. Peace out.